Alright, hello and welcome. So today we're going to talk about whether or not amps are actually worth getting. And to illustrate that, I have with me the tier 3 amp. For those of you that are not aware, I have categorized all the amp parts into tiers. We have the tier 1 stuff, which is the first stuff that Onco will offer you. The tier 2, which is the second stuff that Onco will offer you, and the tier 3, which is the third set that Onco will offer you. Those parts being the Granmu, Klebrick, and Lorin parts. So, these are those parts, gilded, maxed, etc., etc., and these are very, very expensive to get to this amp. You have to do a lot. You need to reach Adherent in the Quills, which is rank 3, which means you need to have killed at least 10 Eidolons. And you need to reach Syrah in Cetus because you need to be able to catch Cuthol. And to catch Cuthol, you need Mercury bait, you need Cuthol bait, you need to catch all the required fish for that, which is 7 Cuthol, 15 Mercury, 40 Cupola, 10 Trelloc, 10 Mortis. You need 61 Cetus Wisps, you need 15 Breath of the Eidolon, you need 20 Marquis Veridos, you need 10 Star Crimsium, you need 10 Tier Azurite, you need 90 First Steel Alloy, which even by itself is pretty expensive. And then you end up with this tier 3 amp. And after you level it once and then gild it and then level it again, you get this. It's a little grenade launcher thing. And then also it has like a homing laser on it. Which, like, that's kind of neat. The firing modes are cool. But are they actually useful in any way? Well, let's find out. So here we have a Corrupted Bombard. He's level 50. So by the time you get this, it's worth noting that just getting the 15 Breath of the Eidolon you need, you will have already very much proven that you can handle swarms of level 50 plus enemies. Absolutely no problem. And you'll also have spent hours fishing. So let's see how this amp handles this level 50 Bombard. It's also worth noting I have over 1,000 health on my operator because I've also gotten some arcanes and such for them to make it so that they're a little harder to kill. Along with all of the invested focus that I have. And this is what this does to this enemy. I'm out of energy. One sec. Let's see that homing laser. That's got to be good. Nah. Oh, gonna die. So that's what the most expensive most expensive amp does. That's what that does against a level 50 Corrupted Bombard. For comparison's sake, this is a regular heck. And on this heck, I have a no forma required build. I have a forma in my heck, but I'm not using the polarity, just to show that this can fit on no forma. And this is a, like, fairly beginner-friendly setup, honestly. Scattering Inferno is the hardest thing here to get. Even that, not too difficult. Some spy missions, easy peasy. So that's this heck. You can get this at MR4 with very, very low build requirements, and it's no problem. It's worth noting you must be at least MR5 to get that amp that I was showing before, and that's what this does to a Corrupted Bombard that's level 50. That's what this does. That's what the heck does. So, the most powerful amp in the game, supposedly, it's like the highest level one. It requires the most out of you to get. It's not actually the best in terms of, like, fighting the Terror List, for example, but it technically does the most damage. That's what the best amp does when compared to a weapon that I would suggest for beginners. Like new players coming to the game, I would suggest they get the heck. That's what the most powerful amp does comparatively. That is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely insane that it requires that much of you to then get basically nothing out of it. Like, to get the fucking, like, not, like, it doesn't even have good distance on these little grenades that it lobs. It's just bad. There's no two ways about it. And also, to address the minor issue of, oh, well, you're fighting a Grineer. These are void weapons. They're not built for you to fight Grineer. Here's a Battlist. A Battlist is a sentient. Void damage, which this does, is supposed to be just highly volatile to sentients. Like, just absolutely slay them. So let's see how that does against a Battlist. Absolutely slays them. Just so good. It's completely not worth using, even against the thing it is specifically supposed to be highly deadly to. Like, this has done better damage, like, already. The only problem is they will adapt to this. But with that, you just jump into your operator and purge that off of them, which you can be doing with anything that you have for your operator. Any beam will purge the resistances of these guys, and then you can go right back to using, like, the actually good thing. Yeah, it doesn't help at all. It doesn't help at all to have a better amp against the enemy type that it is supposed to be the most deadly to. So yeah, are amps worth getting? Absolutely not. Unless you're going to be hunting Terrorless. And then even then, I would never go so far as to put all of the time and work that it would take to get all these tier 3 parts together and make this thing. If I was going to, like, make an amp specifically for hunting the Terrorless, I would go as cheap as possible to get the best as possible, which is going to be the T2 Prism, the T2 Brace, and the T1 Scaffold. Because the Scaffolds are all kind of meh, and the T1 is, like, I guess the best, but mostly it's the cheapest. And the Tier 2 Prism is the one that is best on the Terror list. So yeah, save yourself the time. This is not going to be some magic thing where it's suddenly worth using, unfortunately. But yeah, that's how the most expensive amp performs against a weapon for beginners coming to the game. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.